Chris, we're down here at Chris's Carb Shop because I know you is the expert in the field, man.
Well,
what we're discussing, yeah, is just...
What do you see there?
Oh, that's just
gross.
Terrible. And that's inside our carburetors?
A maggot could not puke no grosser. This is from lack of use or lack of conditioning our fuel. That's water.
Is it?
Or moisture. Water has gotten in there. That's what the white calcium is. That's where water is set in there and dried, or moisture is set in there and dried forever. And it's a lot of it.
So how does water get in my carburetor, man?
It's through the air.
Okay.
The moisture. It comes in everywhere. We draw a lot of water with our fuel because there's a lot of corn in it now. The ethanol, the alcohol that they put in our gas. And I guess that's what we need to talk about today, is stabilizing our fuel. I mean, I don't know about you, but if you believe that 10% is what they put in our pumps, you probably believe a 426 Hemi came with 425 horse from the factory.
Oh, yeah. No.
So, yeah, we've had to change all of our accelerator pumps. We can't run any of the black anymore. Everything's blue because the corn swells them up and rots them to pieces, or it renders them inoperable. So, yeah, we've had to make a lot of changes to combat the corn. And stabilizing our fuel is another thing. I mean, we're in a cold state. We park our toys a lot longer than the shelf life of our gasoline. They tell me shelf life on our gas is 45 to 60 days. Well, we sometimes park them for 90.
Easy.
So, yeah,
Easy.
Sometimes that's a hard thing to do. I mean, and if we don't stabilize that fuel, it'll go bad, turn old and gold into varnish before you know it. And I mean, the ethanol also drags moisture. We can bring a carburetor that's got gas in it in here and sit down on the bench and pour the gas out into one of our metal pans, and by the time we're finished disassembling that carburetor, it has either turned snow white there, or else it's already got water mixed in it. You can see it.
Really?
Just
That
from
fast?
drawing it out of the moisture and the air. On a good humid day, you betcha.
Where?
It'll sure fill up with water in that pan before I get her tore down. So, and alcohol carburetors, guys that race with alcohol, they know.
Now I've seen them, man. They're rough.
Water just sucks to them cars. They just can't stop it. It's hard to keep out, and they hate it. So, and that is what is happening to a lot of our street cars now. I mean, I hate to have everybody bring me their carburetors every year or two to have them done. So yeah, what I recommend is that about that last time out, that you know you're going to be last time out, stabilize it. Put a conditioner in that's going to combat that. I mean, I've got a little pro street car, and I put a stabilizer in it at the end of the season, like last time out, so I know it's going through the entire fuel system. I park the car, and I never start it up all winter long. I leave it set, don't touch it. But see, it's easy for me.
Now, do I run it with that stabilizer in, or do I get it from the tank through the carburetor?
Right, you put it in the last time you're going out playing, and that way you know it's made it through the system.
Throughout the system.
Before you put it in the garage and pull the door down.
Gotcha.
And that's like I was talking about mine. Come next season, I walk out there and take the line off and put a hose down into a can because it's electric pump, and turn the key on and I pump all of it out.
Do you?
And depending on what it looks like, I'll use it in the test stand or the delivery vehicle, or if it's really bad, I'll pour it on weeds.
Yeah.
And put
because
all
you don't
new
want to put that back in your car.
Right, all new in the car, and I'll purge the system till I'm happy it's coming out clean before I ever hook the line up and fire the car.
Wow.
And sometimes it's the right thing to do. It just depends on how long it's set. And any rubber products that you have going to a carburetor and fuel line, every 2 years, you better look at it really hard. We had a fellow bring a burned up carburetor and distributor in the other day because his rubber hose died, and
did it make a fire?
It burnt real well, but it burned it up, thank God.
Yeah.
But still, I recommend you guys look at that and replace it every couple of years.
I can't tell you how many fires I've seen.
If it's man-made, it don't last forever.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many fires I've seen from 2 inches of rubber hose.
Well, that was it. He had an Edelbrock and a fuel line and filter running around to it, and a rubber hose, and it broke and sprayed right on the distributor, burnt the distributor up, and burnt the carburetor.
How many people you know like that? I mean, that...
Well, yeah, and if you don't have a fire extinguisher or something with you, you could be in a lot of trouble.
It sits there on the road and just burns up.
Favorite toys.
Yeah.
Which we really don't want to happen. So yeah, watch that rubber hose. I mean, hard line it if you can.
I'm
my
saying.
best advice, but if you can't, replace it on. Don't be shy.
Now, do we have a recommendation for that gas stabilizer?
Well, STA-BIL is a good brand. There's a lot of good brands out there. They all work. They all do predominantly the same thing. You just got to do it.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't do it, you'll come see me more than you want to come see me.
And even though you may like that, you don't want.
I don't really want to.
No.
You know, I don't want you to come in and say, damn, I have to have this rebuilt every 2 years. And it's, you know, and marine carburetors are the very worst. You know,
because they're in the water.
Well, yeah, they live in water. So they're always some of the nastiest ones that ever come in. So yeah, sure, use that stabilizer, guys. And I know the tanks are impossible to get out of some of them without cutting the floor clean out, so you better use it, or you'll, if you can't get the tank out to clean it, if it's got that bad, then it'll always be a nightmare that'll keep coming back.
And you might as well try and fix it while you can, while it's running.
Well, yeah, and again, if you take care of your stuff, and again, you know, if you park it inside, it's going to be a lot better than if it sits outside.
Yeah.
You know, if it sits outside,
it's sucking moisture. You better.
Or you're going to pay a penalty.
All right, man. So give me the information. Where are we at?
Chris's Carb Shop in Dayton, Ohio, 7718 North Main. If you have any questions, give us a holler. I've got a toll-free number, and it'll be on at the end of the show.
All right, man. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.